Well, hello preps grade 1s and grade 2. I hope you're all having a fantastic day so far. I'm so excited to see what we're going to learn from the Bible today. You know, we've been going through the book of Matthew. Now, Matthew was a really good friend of Jesus and he spent a long time with him. And he actually wrote down stories about Jesus' life. And you know, Matthew probably was with Jesus when he experienced a lot of these things. So, today we're going to be reading from Matthew chapter 8, and we're going to be looking at Jesus and how his friends, even Matthew, got caught in a big storm. Now, I have a question for you. Have you ever heard thunder? Or have you ever seen lightning? You know, it can be pretty scary sometimes. I know when I was a young boy, I used to get scared at the thunder. And I know my pets, my dog and my cat, used to hate it when the rain came down and the lightning flashed and the thunder pearled and roared. You know, I'm sure you've probably seen some big storms in your lifetime, and I'm sure at some point maybe you were a little bit scared. You know, Jesus' friends were also scared when they got caught in a storm when they were on their boat. So, we're going to be reading from the Jesus Storybook Bible, okay? Now, let's take some time and read about the story of how Jesus and his friends got caught in a storm. This story is called The Captain of the Storm. The sun was going down. The air was warm and still. "Let's go across the lake," Jesus said to his friends. Jesus had been helping people all day, and now he was so tired. So they left the crowds at the shore and set out in a small fishing boat. Jesus climbed into the boat to take a nap, and as soon as his head touched the pillow, he fell fast asleep. It was a beautiful evening, and a gentle breeze rustled the sails. The friends were chatting happily as they headed out into the middle of the lake. Everything was perfect, just right for a nice, quiet sail. They were only about halfway across when out of nowhere whirling winds swept across the lake, fierce and strong like a hurricane. A blinding flash of lightning lit up the sky. Thunder roared right overhead. The storm blew the water into towering waves that hurled the little boat up and up, then sent it hurtling, crashing back down, down, down. The fishing boat was blown and buffeted and tossed and turned back and forth and up and down and left and right and round and round. And in the middle of the storm, Jesus was sleeping. Now, Jesus' friends had been fishermen all their life, but in all their years fishing on this lake, they had never once seen a storm like this one. No matter how hard they struggled with their ropes and sails, they couldn't control their boat. The storm was too big for them. But the storm wasn't too big for Jesus. "Help!" they screamed. "Wake up, quick, Jesus!" Jesus opened his eyes. "Rescue us! Save us!" they shrieked. "Don't you care?" Of course Jesus cared, and this was the very reason he had come, to rescue them and to save them. Jesus stood up and spoke to the storm. "Shh, hush," he said. "That will be all." And the strangest thing happened. The wind and the wave recognized Jesus' voice. They had heard it before, of course. It was the same voice that made them in the very beginning. They listened to Jesus and they did what he said. Immediately the wind stopped. The water calmed down. It glittered innocently in the moonlight and lapped quietly against the side of the boat as if nothing had happened. The little boat bobbled gently up and down. There was a deep stillness and a great quiet all around. Then Jesus turned to his wind-torn friends. "Why were you scared?" he asked. "Did you forget who I am? Did you believe in your fears instead of me?" Jesus' friends were quiet as the wind and the waves, and into their hearts came a different kind of storm. "What kind of man is this?" they asked themselves anxiously. "Even the wind and the waves obey him," they said. because they didn't understand. They didn't yet realize that Jesus was the Son of God. Jesus' friends had been so afraid they only had seen the big waves. They had forgotten that if Jesus was with them, then they had nothing to be afraid of, no matter how small their boat or how big the storm. Okay, we're going to spend some time now and we're going to watch a little video on this teaching.
Stories of the Bible. Jesus calms the storm. This is Jesus,
Heyo!
who is the Son of God and the Savior of the world. While Jesus was on earth, he taught everyone about God's love and healed people from their sickness. He did many miracles like walking on water
Oh, hey guys.
and even raised people from the dead.
Wahoo!
One day, after preaching to a crowd of people, Jesus said to his disciples, "Let's cross to the other side of the lake."
You got it.
So they got into a boat and started out. Other boats followed him too. And as they sailed across, Jesus fell asleep.
Uh-oh.
But soon a fierce storm came down on the lake. The boat was filling with water and they were in real danger. The disciples went and woke Jesus up, shouting,
Hey, Jesus, wake up!
"Save us! We are going to drown! Don't you care if we drown?" Jesus responded, "Why are you afraid? You have so little faith." Then he got up and rebuked the wind and waves, saying,
Shush, shush.
"Silence, be still." Suddenly the wind stopped and there was a great calm. Then he asked them, "Where is your faith?" The disciples were terrified and amazed. "Who is this man?" they asked each other. When he gives a command, even the wind and waves obey him.
Okay, boys and girls, wasn't that a great video on Jesus and how he was so strong and powerful to stop the storm? You know, I guess you could say sometimes in our life we experience storms, not necessarily rainstorms, but sometimes we have a challenging day. You know, Jesus can help us in all situations. He helps me and he can help you too. So always believe and trust in Jesus and don't forget to pray to him because he hears us. I can't wait to see what we're going to learn in Matthew next week. Come say hi to me if you see me in the playground. Tell me what you think of the devotions. Maybe we can have a discussion about what you're going to eat for lunch, or maybe what you're going to eat for dinner, or maybe what you're going to do next weekend. Anyway, can't wait to see you soon. Bye for now.